now playing on the 64-bit server or 64-bit client.
Hey everybody! Yeah, so far so good, but we really haven't. I haven't done anything but sit here in town and sell my stuff yet. But
that's a good point.
I'm also running for the first time. I've been running the game at 1080 up until today, and I am running at 1440 now resolution, and it is really smooth. I mean, it's running good so far. We'll see. Is it just gonna be us two today?
I think so. I haven't seen anybody else yet.
All right, where are you at right now?
I am over by the Keynorse Claymore.
Okay, I'm headed that way. What's up, Sparrow?
The only thing I have at this point,
hey Raish,
quest-wise, is to work on the next step of our armor quests.
Yes, is yours in? I don't know if we have the same. We don't.
Oh, mine knows Thundering Steps.
Yeah, mine too. Okay, so we're going to the same
perfect.
place. I'm headed that way. I guess it. Do you have to unlock flight points in this game?
No.
Okay.
You used to, not anymore.
So we can probably just fly over to the Thundering Steps, I would assume.
Yes, once we get out here.
And we are playing this. This is the 64-bit client, guys. So this will be interesting to see how the game runs. It just launched like yesterday, I think.
Where is my group window?
Yeah, I should be in the group now.
Well, you could probably just log straight out to Keynos from wherever you're at, and we can fly towards the Thundering Steps and meet up there.
Yeah, I'm zoning into the whatever that main Keynos, the capital district now, and then I'll zone out
to Antonica Prime. Telling you what, I got that neckbeard grime going on right now. I haven't had a shower yet today.
Oh boy.
I went straight from morning stream session to nap to cat photo shoot, rolling around in the dirt outside in the yard, and then lunch in here. So if you can see it in the beard, ladies and gentlemen, you know it's real.
Well, technically, I'll make it to exactly 24 hours by the time we end this stream, because I took a shower not long before we went live yesterday.
Gotcha. Yeah, mine are usually around 4, so it'll be right around 24 hours for me. I was saying earlier to the during the TLP stream, I was like, since we moved out here where it's all humid, you have to take a shower every day.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't dirty, but in Mexico City, it's so dry and it never gets that hot. Like I'd go 2-3 days sometimes during the winter months because you're not sweating. And if you're not leaving the house, it's like you're not really getting dirty.
Yeah.
Some people will disagree, but that's why you'd often see me wearing the same shirt for like 3 days in a row. Like Asmongold says, it ain't dirty.
All right, did you run straight to the tower?
Yeah, just south to the Keynote Gate Station. I'm flying out to the step station now.
All right, I'm about to fly as well. I'll see you in Thundering Steps. Drax said you only need 20. Yay! Oh, that's a big relief. Sparrow has negotiated Drac down to only level 20 on the TLP.
Oh, thank God. I was like looking at their levels today when they were in Unrest going, there's no way they're getting a 24 by Tuesday. And there's no way. They're all like 17, 18. I was like, that's not possible.
Right.
Well met.
I'm not going to lie. I hate to solo so bad. I'm too loyal to actually do this, but I hate to solo in EverQuest so bad that last week when I was trying to get it done, and I was sitting there as a paladin grinding blues for, several minutes per kill, for 1% XP. I was like, dude, I don't know if I can continue doing this show. Like, I cannot do this. This is freaking awful. This is not why I like EverQuest.
No, it's not. I won't. I just flat out won't play if my group is, which is why. So with our static group, the last couple of weeks, I know Kel had to work late one night, Maduros had to work late one night, and then the Saturday morning after we did. So I was the first one. The Saturday morning after Bounty's birthday bash on P99, I was like, guys, I can't roll straight from that into a 7 o'clock in the morning TLP
Right,
session. Like,
right.
I need to sleep. So I bowed out, and everyone else said, you know what, we'll just do something else for the day. And then the following Monday, Kel had to work late, so we didn't play that.
That's right, Sweet Fry. That is
Monday,
right.
Him and Maduro. So it's like if one of us can't play, we're trying really hard to just not continue the group that night, and everybody goes and does something else or alts, which does help when everybody in the group commit to like me. No one's without the others, but that's not the way group nor the way that your MMO your objectives to meet, and that does make it a pain in the butt. Like, I don't want to play EverQuest. I won't play EverQuest solo. It's like, nope.
Yeah,
sorry.
Some people like it and find it relaxing. I never have. Well, let me rephrase that. There are times where you're just waiting on people to log on, or there's a group coming, and that's a different feeling than just knowing I need to grind this out by myself, several levels, and I have a time limit, and I don't have much time to spare anyway, right? Like, it's just like, jeez. But it's different in a game like WoW, where you can just run quests.
WoW, you can run it. You can pick up an alt and run quest lines. Like,
yeah, you're always missing content in WoW. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Same thing here. It's like, or Lord of the Rings. There's stuff to do always.
Yeah.
Whereas EverQuest, it's like you just got a group. That's it.
Yeah.
I would not want to. It's like people always like. I get questions on the channel sometimes like, "What's the best class to solo?" And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess just do Prime.
All right.
Vash says the art in Stranger Things is pretty cool. Reminds me of Magic the Gathering, which I first got into because as an artistic kid, I loved the artwork. Early Magic in particular had some really good.
What was really good?
Parts. Early Magic the Gathering.
Oh yes, classic.
Let me.
Howdy, folks.
Hey, you made it. What's up, man?
How y'all doing?
I don't know how good our communication was last week, but we did that all-night stream. We were just dead.
I didn't hear, but when I noticed about 2:15 or so that y'all weren't on, I'm like, I guess they're not gonna play.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Sorry about that. We streamed all night, and then we were dead.
There's no commitment. I mean, you just you do what you do, I won't be with you today though because I was needed to tank a Nectalos 2.
Oh, fun!
It's starting here in a little bit.
Neko's the best solo class. You're actually right. Yeah.
It's the level 50 version of Nectalos Castle, which is where we need to go to get some level 50 gear.
Nice.
Okay. Well, yeah, man, have fun. We're just gonna continue these quests.
Speaking of which, what do you need here, Nathan?
I am after the marine slugs.
I need the same.
And lost arrows from zombies.
Okay.
And I gotta find somebody named Grolven Chiptooth.
Okay.
It's a knoll apparently. With the spell book that I need.
Okay.
That was me, by the way, Nathan, that was standing on top of that Griffin Tower.
Oh, was that you?
Yeah,
I missed you.
Level 50 monk. Yeah.
Alright, so the slugs are going to be down on the beach, so that's easy to get to.
That's because he was flying on the Griffin Sparrow. It did sound like there was like some wind when you were talking when you were flying, Remfell, which was hilarious because it seemed like it was because you were on the Griffin.
Well, when I play, I like to immerse myself.
right. I had to switch my headset, dude. I had my old headset for a decade.
Yeah, I like to use my stuff until it breaks.
Yeah,
There's
mine was
no reason.
Out.
Oh, these are needed for something. Let's hold on.
Oh yeah, what is this?
Yep, we need this for. Oh, those are for
the
mine.
zombies. Oh, it's for something you got. Okay, all right, let's get them.
I'm gonna let you pull because those are heroics. So, did you just mount?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess I didn't have to. I forgot. This game you don't have to. Oh yeah, this is.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I maybe don't have my buffs up or something. Something ain't right.
Well, it is a heroic mob.
Yeah, maybe that is what it is.
I'm willing to bet we might want to find for this one. Why is my phone beeping at me? Oh, Twitter's probably going crazy with something.
First time in years, I kind of forgot how to play. Yeah, I forget every week, especially taking 2 weeks off.
That's what 'twas.
Twitter going nuts?
It was the tags from all of our retweets and stuff.
Yeah.
We can probably skip these, Nathan, because I'm willing to bet the ones in the canyons are going to be lower con, and they'll probably count as well.
Okay.
I hope. We'll go check. Because this is
Yeah, this is
a
intense.
bit rough.
Yep. I'm out of power, but he's almost dead.
Me too. There we go. Yeah, because I need 20 of those. That ain't happening.
Yeah. That'd be a project. Yeah, but you're probably right. There'll be some non-elite ones.
Are y'all doing the armor quest?
Yes.
I do believe that most of your targets for the armor quest are heroic mobs.
Okay. I can't remember. I just remember that I know in the canyons down here, there's a bunch of it, and I can't remember if those ones are also heroic.
Fun to watch y'all play, even though I don't play EverQuest anymore. Watching y'all makes me think I'm still
Undead or
playing.
skeleton,
Nice.
Or whatever you're looking. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, but there's all those skeletons in the canyons leading out from the docks. I'm gonna go check to see if those count.
They're the majority of them are heroic, but there are a few, and I mean just a few, scattered throughout that are non-heroic, all the way through.
No, these these are all non-heroic right here, Nathan. These will count.
Yeah, let's get these.
Yep. And the sea slugs are around here too that we need. Jason says, we're in fabulous! Yes, Jason. The phone is beeping its love for me, yes. Here's a good question for you too, Nathan. It's being asked of me by Kevin B, but I think it's an apt question to ask you as well.
Okay.
He says, you seem to jump around in a lot of different MMOs. Do you ever feel spread too thin? I'll let you answer first.
No, but that's because by the time it rolls back around time to play the next MMO, I'm hungry for it anyway, because we're only playing like most of these games once a week. So it doesn't do that to me, but also it would if I was still working my full-time job with 55, 60 hours a week and trying to do this. Oh yeah, that would be way too much. I wouldn't. That's why I'm just now doing it, because now I have the time. That's how I feel about it. What about you?
So previously, I would have answered differently before I attempted to go full-time on YouTube, because now I'm treating it like a job. So I just log the hours like I would if I was clocking in for someone. But I can say that before I always said I only have ever usually played 2 MMOs at any given time. I would always play one with my brother and one that I play with the community. So I have one that's for the groups and one that's like usually Star Wars: Old Republic or Lord of the Rings Online. Something that I can play with my brother. We don't need groups. It's just for the story, and we could just log in, he and I, once or twice a week and have fun. Because he's got a couple of friends that play with us that he's known since they were all kids together. So there's usually 2 to 4 of us.
Yeah.
And I never, going to what Nathan was talking about too. I don't think I ever feel spread too thin because, for a few reasons. One, because we're both treating this like day jobs, because it is a day job and we're trying to make a living on YouTube now, you just got to change your mindset. It's not about, being burnt out on a game. It's like sometimes I'm going to log in and I'm not going to. Absolutely a fact.
Yeah, and it's different too when you're streaming or making content because you get this energy from your chat and from your viewers who are like, "Oh, I love this game," or "Oh, I love watching you play this game," or and so you get this other kind of satisfaction, not just that you're enjoying it, but your other people are enjoying through you, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So that brings a lot of energy to want to continue doing these, and I'm planning on adding more to the rotation. Lord of the Rings is going to be my in between because I really like it.
It's so fucking good.
I'm actually jonesing for it today. I just won't have time to play it today, so definitely I'll be playing it.
If I wasn't already doing my Lore Master on Tuesday afternoons, I would totally roll an alt and play with you because I love that game and it is my number 1 all-time favorite MMORPG.
So good.
But I would also say too, to further answer that question, Kevin, and to say something to key off of what Nathan just said. When we start seeing
and make you want to restart your EQ2
going
account.
off, or we start seeing big numbers tuning in, or we start seeing, there are things that happen during live streams that it's no different than the dopamine hit that you get when you get a reward in the game.
It's true.
And that is a very real psychological factor, and it can't be denied. So that kind of stuff when you're streaming, it can help push off any fatigue or boredom that might naturally occur from playing too many games and being spread quote-unquote too thin. But that's just a perspective, I think. It might be different for everybody. And I hate to say it, but I am going to say this just because I think it bears mentioning. Someone in an interview with Henry Cavill one time asked him about what was his favorite part of being an actor, and he said, "This is what he said. He said, I'm not supposed to talk about it because no one ever wants to talk about this side of being an actor." But he's like, the pay is parts of being an actor, and it's not that the pay for being a streamer sucks. Let's just put it that way. We are not big time streamers. But there is a motivational factor with the dopamine hit that plays in too. When you've got, you're going to get advertising, you're going to get subscriptions and views and, all the super chats and things. All those things factor in. Whereas before, because I think we both kind of started going full time around the same time. There was always another job that had to be worked, and therefore we didn't have the time to commit.
Yeah. And I'll say something else too. Unless somebody has another example that I'm unaware of, and I feel fairly certain I'm aware of everything going on as far as content creation goes for the most part in the MMO world. Nobody else does this, so we're also trying something new because most MMO content creators, they play one game for a while. And then that's it. And it may be a year or several years before they even return back to that game. Or they just focus on one game at a time, and that's all they do. We are trying to be multi-MMO, covering the whole genre. So we're playing a crap ton of MMO games, Yeah,
and the other thing too, I don't think that this is necessarily unique because other content creators do this with their ecosystems, but we are doing, most of the times that we're playing games, we have Kel and Sparrow also streaming with us. And we also have other group members like Maduros and Bendini and my brother and stuff in the various groups. And so there is a lot of at least from my perspective, I know we've
What's up,
maybe
Minus?
talked about this off the air, but working with your friends to meet group goals, community goals that we all have with each other throughout the different games ties into that a little bit. Keeps us motivated knowing that, hey, I'm going to be able to help Kel get to 200 subscribers tonight, or I'm going to help Sparrow get to here, or I'm going to help Nathan get to here. Like, there's definitely the motivating factor of wanting to help your friends while playing with your friends.
True. That's a that's a good motivator for MMORPGs in general.
Yes,
it's just
the group,
the community aspect of, like, I know I've played MMOs before in the past where I'm like, I wasn't even feeling it anymore, but I still logged in every day because people in the community were feeling it, and I wanted to still be a part of that. So that's definitely a big factor in MMOs. Playing with static groups, yeah. The static group thing though that you were touching on, that's a Sparrow mentioned it. That's a major plus. People talk about streamer privilege. I feel like that's the biggest one, is you can set up, which anybody can do that, but we feel more committed to make sure we make it, as you know,
yes,
99% of the time. So, how are you doing, Minus? That
there
was always
a,
the Pantheon Plus way. Yep.
Somebody, I think it was somebody in my YouTube a couple days ago had asked, like, how are you? He's like, is there ever going to be any room in one of your static groups? And I said, unfortunately, no, because this is, these are preset groups and we have objectives and goals and etc. But I was like, it's not. I say it's not, but it is. It's not that it's difficult to start a static group. I think Lance was in here the other day. Lance/Gila, who's one of our community members I've played a lot of games with.
Congrats.
Talked about how his work, because he's working 2 jobs. He's like, I really want to be able to play games, but it's hard to find time to be able to play at the same time that I play, and that definitely is a challenge. But here's what I used to do before I ever formed my own, before I got into game dev, before I was a quote-unquote person of interest or a streamer or anything like that. When I wanted to do a group, I would go to Reddit. I would start at the game forums for whatever game I was playing, and I would post a post saying, this is my time slot, this is what I'm playing.
Population's
I would like to
still
find
good,
other
Todd.
people who play at this time slot. And you're either going to find other people, or you might find a guild that's recruiting. And then boom, you're done. And if you don't find it on the forums, you can always go to the subreddit for whatever game you're wanting to play and post there and say, I play this at this time slot, I'm looking for other people or a guild to join. And without fail, over 20 plus years of MMOing, I have never, ever, ever had to sit around looking for group like so many people have talked about.
Yeah,
like,
it does
I
work.
always have people to group with.
It does work.
By the way.
And that's the best way to play. If you've got people that, well, I don't know if it's the best way to play, but if you're limited on time, that's the best way to enjoy a game. There's something to be said about the natural MMO way as well, where you're in a guild that's very active, you're playing a game that's active, you log on, and you just, what is everybody up to? Anybody need me? That's a lot of fun too.
You still need these, Nathan? Because I'm seeing a flag over them, but I don't know what they're for.
Yeah, I still need the slugs.
Okay, perfect.
And I see an undead over there too.
Yeah, slugs you needed.
And also, everybody, don't forget tonight, it's Cringe Point TV episode 4. I finished it up last night.
Nice.
I stayed up till 5 o'clock in the morning to make sure I had it exactly how I wanted. Now, I gotta admit, I'm a little concerned about this one. I pushed the envelope of what's the word I'm looking for? It pushes some buttons. It pushes some buttons, but I think it's
I wish
worth
I could stay up and watch them live, but my beard doesn't grow unless I go to bed at night.
See, I have the opposite problem. My beard doesn't grow unless I stay up really late. Act like a degenerate. But yeah, Todd, the population is pretty good. We've been seeing people out and about. The city was really well populated. Most people are way beyond the points that we're at now, but you still will see, like a little bit ago, we saw some people run by. So, still pretty good. For EverQuest 2, it's really good. I'll tell you something this game did that I'm pretty sure was the first time anybody had done. You know, is there some kind of, like... No, I do still need these. I'm trying to get gemstones from them, so that's why it's taking so long to drops.
It's all good.
I do like that this game does that, you get your HP and your MP back at a bub ding.
Yes.
A mini ding, or whatever they call it in this game.
Yes.
That's pretty nice, because that saves your butt sometimes.
Save your ass sometimes.
Yeah,
for sure. Vash has a question, and I never did. She said, did you, or he or she, they said, did you ever play the Matrix movie? The Matrix MMO.
The MMO, no. And you know, I heard it was actually kind of good, but at the time it seemed like everybody said it was trash, and I didn't play it.
I was busy with probably EverQuest 2 when that came out.
Yeah, I was probably somewhere between EverQuest 2, Final Fantasy 11, or Dark Age. I don't remember which one I was playing.
I didn't get a chance to.
But you know, that game had the same problem in my mind that Lord of the Rings, when it first launched, had in my mind, which was, I was just thinking, like, how are you going to make an MMO out of that when you're telling the story of the book with the Lord of the Rings, right? So I just immediately just kind of brushed it off, like, it can't be good, because how could an MMO be awesome and still follow the story of the book? Which I was wrong. They did a really good job at it, but that turned me off immediately. I was like, I wish they would just made a, you know, it's in Middle-earth, some other time frame, you know. So I didn't give Lord of the Rings even a chance, because I was like, oh my goodness, they're trying to follow the story. I was like, how could you just be a random adventurer? There'd be millions of people helping Frodo. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I was wrong. They did a really good job at doing that. And you know, Matrix was the same way. It was like you were assisting Neo or whatever, something like that.
Are there any emulators of the?
I don't think so. Wasn't that published by Sega?
Yeah. Yep. No, it was a Sony online.
Was it Sony?
Okay.
Okay.
That's one of the ones that Smedley got shit on for because he closed it down.
Oh, okay.
But
Yep.
speaking of emulators, I don't know if you saw my announcement, but I am starting in July.
I did see.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Vanguard. Okay, slugs are done.
Alright.
Let's find some zombies.
It's gonna be pretty casual, maybe once a week or so, that's it. And it's just me for now, because what I want to do is just roll around on my Ranger and just go do quests like once a week, go through and do the old stuff that I remember.
Yeah.
And then cover like the starting towns, like, because I love the Bordnar's Cleft area for the dwarves is like one of the best dwarven starting areas of any game I've ever played, and I really just want to go show that and be like, this is what this was, and see what people say, because I think there's still value, even though it's a sunset game, even though it's an emulator, excuse me, you know, there's value to it for people who might want to just go have fun for 3 months and try something.
Sure.
In between waiting for the expansion of whatever's their favorite MMORPG, because it's there, you know, there's only a few people working on it, it's very slow, you know, but it's a valid experience. You can play for 2-3 months and
it's the only way to experience that game too.
Right. I kind of wish, like, I don't know if you ever played Tabula Rasa.
I remember that, yeah, by Richard Garriott.
I wish there was an emulator for that one, because I think it could also have a life as an emulator, but hands on the client.
Yeah, I had a friend who was blown away by that game. I never gave it a real. I did play it for a very short time, but there's I don't remember some other game I was way too into to.
Me too. I think it was only 2 months was all I gave it because I was too busy.
And it was sci-fi, and I still am. Science fiction games, love them sometimes, but fantasy games will always win.
I tried so hard with WildStar, and I just couldn't do it because it was like Warcraft in space, and I was just not into it. I was like, if I want to play Warcraft, I'll play Warcraft. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people started feeling that way. Like, you know what? Why am I even doing this when all they're, it's just a more hardcore WoW, but not the same characters and lore and history I already have with the other game. I never got super far in this game, but had very
That's
fond
so
memories.
Tubub.
Had to start character from scratch because I forgot so much. Yeah, dude, it's hard to come back to EverQuest 2
That's also a tubub.
if you've been gone a
Well,
while. It's difficult, with, especially with
try
the
and
ability
see.
blow. Jeez.
Maduro says, love Tabula Rasa, the forts you could take over after clearing the enemy NPCs, and you could do quests from the forts after you took them over.
Oh, that's cool. And it was action based, right? Am I wrong?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. No, it was like a shooter type.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because what a lot of people don't realize is like almost everyone who worked on Shroud of the Avatar worked on Tabula Rasa under Garriott, and they just
Oh,
moved over to
interesting.
that game.
I did not realize that.
Yeah.
That game's hanging in there, huh? Shroud of the Avatar?
No, not
Okay,
really.
it's not.
It
was handed over to like one, like it's handed over to like that one guy, right?
It's one dude, Chris, with a couple subcontractors with him.
Super nice
and if
guy.
You, yeah, he is nice in real life. The announcement he made when Garriott announced his new game a couple months back.
Oh yeah.
That I've been working on Richard's new game for the past 6 months, but don't worry, Shroud of the Avatar people. I'm still working on Shroud. It's not going anywhere. It's like, yeah,
come on, we've heard that so many times, man.
it's a dead project. Dude.
Yeah,
like
it's like
you're getting paid.
That always reminds me
over
when
there.
people say that. It's like, dude, Nintendo's the worst about it. Out of any company, they're always like, "Oh yeah, we're making the Switch, but don't worry, this is different. We're going to continue supporting the 3DS. 3DS is its own thing. Don't worry. It's not gonna. It's like, come on, dude, you're replacing. Why can't you just say that? Just be honest. Just say, hey, yeah, this didn't work out like we planned. I feel like that's a better way to approach it. Like, hey, our last project we messed up on a couple of things. I'm sorry. Give us another chance. We learned from our mistakes, and we're gonna try this again. Because the people that are there aren't going to leave now if they're still there. Jeez. They've had ample opportunity to leave, Shroud of the Avatar's not going to become a success randomly next week,
Nope. No. I think the only people still playing it are the whales who put in $10,000 and feel like they can't walk away.
Yeah. That's, you know what? That's what you get, whales. It's like a giant whale who's beached up on the shore, just barely getting enough ocean water to breathe. That's what you get. That's what you get. Actually, you know what? I feel sorry for the whales. It's the developers that, or not the publishers usually, that really deserve to be washed up.
So I don't remember if this was on the live stream we did with you, or if it was one of the live streams I did with the TLP. But we had a very interesting discussion the other day about Chronicles of Elyria. Who was it that said that they were in it for a few thousand? Somebody from our TLP group said they were in it for a few $1,000s and
Oof.
felt really, but they were saying that they were in a group of people, and in that group of people, they were one of the people on the low end of the totem pole with just a few $1,000s invested. Are you doing an AoE of some kind, FYI?
I did a while back.
Okay.
That got the one crab. I don't know why. I don't know if it's social aggro.
No, it's
or
probably
maybe I
AoE.
accidentally did another AoE.
Oh shit.
I got a heal too. Bam. I'm gonna use my.
I'm using my oh shit heal. But he was saying that in the group where he was a few $1,000s in, there was a guy who had put $80,000.
Oh no. That's a lot, dude.
Sure.
Jeez.
But as a backer, not as an investor, and I can't fathom putting in $80,000 as a backer of an MMORPG. Like, what what is the compelling? I could totally see doing $1,000, 3,000,
Yeah.
4,000, maybe even. Like if I'm really into something, like I'm not gonna lie, like Vanguard, I was in for $1,000 because I did $500 for me and $500 from my ex-partner, and 2 collector's editions, $1,000, and had they offered other, we should leash these off, Nathan. I'm out of power.
Yeah, let's run them off.
They're rooted.
All right, perfect. We don't even need the crabs anyway. That was an accident. Ooh, I went a purple club.
Ah!
Hang on, I've got a heal.
I might be able to get you a heal. Go 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 go. I would totally have gone more into Vanguard had they offered more. But at the time, that was way before they were doing all these different tiers. I think we dropped
All right,
them.
they're off. I have one
but
on hands,
I
too.
just can't imagine, like, and you see that around Star Citizen too, like where people get so invested in this
That was close.
idea of going into a virtual world and becoming somebody important in that virtual world because of land plots or ships that they own.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't have that compulsion.
I don't either. Not for land in a virtual world. That means nothing to me. It's kind of like housing. Like, I totally get why some people like it, and I do like it to be in the games because people like it, but I don't give a crap about housing. Now, guild houses, that's cool.
Yeah.
But, like, a personal house, I've owned them in MMOs, and I tell you what, they might have had, like, one thing on the wall, or it's not compelling to me, because that's a single-player, like, why would I do that? I just don't understand it, but I know that a lot of people do, so I always wish it would be in games. But guild houses, that's where the community can come together. You can have guild meetings, there's benefits to the guild coming, and, maybe crafting in some games there, etc. So I get that one.
That's one of those areas where in yet because of the pace of their work, but Vanguard when it launched had one of the coolest crafting systems because it required everyone working together and you could do the group harvesting.
Yes.
So we had actual raid nights where instead of earning DKP for killing mobs, you earned DKP for harvesting with the guild. And so we were the first guild on the server to build a guild ship. We had an actual ship that everyone had. We were the first one to build houses and a guild hall for the guild. And it required these massive undertakings to get all the crafting resources together. Well, can I use that? Where did it go? There it is.
That is one of many reasons why that if people want a sneak peek of, like, a lot of the inspirations for Pantheon Rise of Fallen, don't play EverQuest, play Vanguard. Because,
play Vanguard, yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton, like what you were just talking about is, if for anybody that didn't play Vanguard, they'd be like, wait, that sounds like you're talking about Pantheon. And when I was streaming Vanguard, for a while there, I was streaming it like almost every day on the emulator server. Yeah,
oh, I'll be damned.
We had a big community for a little while there, and work just got in the way and I couldn't continue. But when I was doing that, Joppa hopped in to my chat for a second, because I had been playing Reign of Darkness prior to that. And mainly just because they were using some of the same assets that pre-alpha Pantheon was using. Reign of Darkness just reminded me of a specific dungeon in Pantheon, so it had me, like, super hyped, like, you know what I mean? But then I started playing Vanguard, and Joppa hopped in just to make a public point in my chat where he just said, how do you feel about this game? And I was like, man, I love this game. I wish it was still around, yada yada. He said something like, what would you say that you believe that Pantheon is more inspired by this game or EverQuest? And I was like, oh, this game. And then he said something like, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. And then he left. And it was like, okay. And he fights that EverQuest thing all the time. Like, hey, guys, this is not an EverQuest clone. Don't expect EverQuest. This is its own thing. Like, yeah, those feelings will still be there. That's what we're going for. But, This is not an EverQuest clone. And Vanguard didn't feel like an EverQuest clone either. It felt like its own
Did not.
thing.
It definitely had some of like the quest hubs that World of Warcraft had done, but it was way more than that because you had the sympathetic system for combat. You had
hey, what's up, Don?
diplomacy. You had group crafting. Excuse me, group harvesting. A really rich and unique crafting system. The diplomacy sphere in and of itself was something that was just completely unique to any other MMORPG.
Yeah, what a great idea that was.
And I don't think any game has done group harvesting since Vanguard. Like,
nope.
Rats.
Thank you, thank you.
I need 3 more of those and I'm done.
22, nice.
Did you play EQ2 back in the early days whenever there was interdependency for crafting?
Yeah.
Yep. I played it from launch for 7 years.
That was kind of neat. I kind of like that. To make a leather belt, you need to get a metal belt buckle from another crafter.
Yeah.
They still have that in WoW Classic now, even.
Yep. It's true.
Which, not gonna lie, ladies and gentlemen who are listening to these streams, if there's one game that I am hyped for right now, it's World of Warcraft Classic.
Right. Yeah, me too. I'm super
having
excited.
So much fun leveling up right now. And again, for me, I didn't play it when it was live, so it's like a brand new game for me. The stuff we're doing right now, I did play at Classic launch, but a lot of it's still fresh. Like, it's not, I haven't done it 20 times like I have with EverQuest 1 and EverQuest 2. You know, I can play these games with my eyes shut.
Lotro Classic.
What's that?
Lotro Classic.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they would do that, because the legendary servers don't quite get you there.
There's a private server coming for that.
Oh.
Somebody in mind. I'll get you the name of it. It's super close to launching, I think. Because somebody came on one of my Lord of the Rings streams and was like, "You should play this instead." But it's like, you know what? I'm gonna support the official.
Yes.
You know, like
Yes.
I really respect that. There's servers out there for people to play that are exactly what they want, but besides Vanguard, because it's the only way to play that game, or P99 because it's, you know, Daybreak accepts it.
Okay.
It's not it's allowed.
Those have gotta be social.
That's about the only, yeah, they gotta be. I did do my AoE though, actually.
Oh, okay.
So maybe I just did it again.
I have my opinion on emulators is that if there is an official version of the game up, you should be playing that because of copyright and intellectual property and people deserving to get paid for the work they're putting into those things.
Yeah, because how would I feel if somebody immediately took my uploads and re-uploaded them on their channel and they got more views than I did? Like, I don't want to do that to somebody else. And as a content creator, you got to be more aware of stuff like that too, because you're affecting other people's decisions in a way. So you gotta, I just feel like you gotta be respectful. Even if you don't like the publisher, it doesn't matter. Like, they still legally and rightfully own that property, you know?
I have a situation where I think it's fine if it's a sunset game that's no longer, like Star Wars Galaxies, great example. Vanguard, great example. But if it's like, so many people are like, oh, I prefer this emulator of World of Warcraft. Well, you should just go play Warcraft if you love Warcraft so much. I know you hate Blizzard, but still.
Yeah. If you like the game, then who, you know, and I can do that. I can hate the publisher and still like their game if it's good. I mean, you know.
I've had a lot of people over the years who are like, they're like, it's EA, I won't touch anything EA publishes. And I'm like, why? EA publishes some amazing games. Like, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Like,
yeah, I hate EA as well, but tell you what, they own Dark Age of Camelot, so. They own an IP that I love.
oh my god.
Okay, that was not me, so they are social.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop a heal to you.
Yeah, let's run. That's easy.
Yeah, because we don't even need that stupid crab.
Nope.
Man, you can get crabs out here, guys. Warning to all.
And they're kind of nasty. They're itchy and scratchy, and
yeah. Pinching you.
they do damage over time.
And right when you get rid of one, another one shows up.
All right, there we go. All right, just one more undead, then we can move on to the next.
How's everybody's long weekend? Is everybody here gonna get a long weekend? I hope.
I think we got one over here. I'm gonna pull him back though. Oh, here's one right here. Apparently my chat lagged out, everybody, so I'll go through YouTube chat here in a second.
Sure miss EQ2. What's up, Mark Walker? Yeah, man. It's a great game, dude. It's really fun on the Varsoon server. If you got time, we're having a blast. We do have a guild. I have a link in the description down below. But yeah, EQ2. It's a classic, man. Looking for more undead.
Alright, what do you need now?
Actually, now I just need the NPC.
What's it called again?
Groven Chiptooth. He's a gnoll, apparently.
Okay. He didn't show up on my EQ2 maps here, so I'm gonna look where he's at.
I don't remember. It doesn't show you where the.
Oh, he's in a different zone, I think.
Oh, is
he says he's in Antonica.
Oh.
Near the furthest east entrance to Blackburrow.
Oh, okay. So he's way up north in Antonica.
We'll have to go back to Antonica, but I still need drowned skeletons here.
All right, let's get those. Templar, heavy raid healer.
I think
on Antonica Bell, or sorry, Antonia Bell. That was my old original server, Mark. That was a good server. It still is, I think. Yeah, it is. We actually played it not too long ago. It's still a kicking server. It's a roleplay server, I believe. Yeah, it is. That was my original server on EQ2.
Drowned. These are all. Ooh, these are getting orange. Drowned. Oh, I see one way over there past a whole bunch of other mobs. I'm gonna back out a little bit. I don't see an easy way to get to that.
Ooh, and they're heroic too.
Yeah, I don't want to fight like those. That's not. Let's see if we can go around real quick. Probably can't. But I know there's other ones further down where they're not so protected.
Crimson Tide. Could spend my holiday weekend trying to get out of my hell level on P99. Was up till 6 a.m. this morning until I passed out my computer. Heard that? Yeah, because you got that 25% XP boost on P99 right now for the weekend. It's a good time to get out of a hell level. Not looking forward to that, to be honest. Those hell levels are rough. And for anybody who's just joined, please hit the like button. Really helps with the stream. And hit subscribe if you love MMORPG content, because that's what we do here. We play the original EverQuest. We play EverQuest 2, obviously. We play Lord of the Rings online. Elder Scrolls Online. There's upcoming streams for Dark Age Camelot, Final Fantasy 11. We play all kinds of MMOs, and I also cover tabletop RPGs and CRPGs, JRPGs, all the RPGs. So please hit subscribe. And everybody come back tonight, 11 p.m. Central, 12 a.m. Eastern. Tonight, Cringe Pony TV, Episode 4. Your late night MMORPG skit show. It is a lot of fun, and it's a live show. So I hope everybody comes back, because I've got a really good episode. I mean, gotta say, I think it's the best one. I think it's the best episode. I think it's the best one. tons of like EverQuest, Pantheon Rise of Fallen jokes, MMO in general jokes. There's a really good World of Warcraft joke in there
If you can,
this week.
I think we can go over here and jump off and over and pull up. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Yep. Somebody else is here.
Oh, those are double up.
This one looks like I could just get it, right?
Yeah, we can get that one.
The all access, man. There's something up, man. There's something up.
What?
I was just saying there's something up with that Somebody's asking my chat what I think about the developer roundtable at the end of the month being all access. I mean, that just means they got a big announcement. That's what that means.
Yeah, that's something. It'd be cool if it was alpha.
It would be. I think they'll have to run another pre-alpha or two, though, just to make sure the network's stable.
I wonder if they're going to do like an open test.
They might, just to really ram that network. I would if I was them. You know, just ram it. Let's find out how much can this bad boy hold. And I bet you more people show up than other games who tried to do that not too long ago.
I was laughing because I did check in today, and their community manager was streaming, and little old me streaming a 23-year-old game. More people last night than they have today at prime time.
Man. It's got to be the weakest lead up to launch I've ever seen in MMO history.
What happened to the early to mid launch they were promoting? They promised, their press release promised that.
Yeah, well, hey, they're better off not keeping that promise. I hope they do delay it for their own sake. But now, I don't know, man. It's just like the enthusiasm, and I don't keep up to date because I really just don't care about it at all. But from everything I have seen, the enthusiasm is just dead
Not there.
from the developers. So, like, of course, like now, what's the lady's name on the team? The streamer Eloa. Now Eloa has a great attitude. You know, she's a likable person. I'm talking about pretty much everybody but her. It's just like there's this weird, like, you know, it feels like the way they come across, and I know they don't do this intentionally, but it comes across as like we're a scam because this isn't real. That's what it comes across as, you know, because there's, how can you be working all the time on this project and not be excited about it? You know what I mean? I don't even understand. You know how excited I am for Cringe Pony that I worked on for 1 week? You know what I mean? And I am, like, so excited. Like my heart will be pumping out of my chest as we're about to go live, you know? Like, and that's 1 week of work. I just don't get it. I don't understand.
I don't know. That's a good question, Maduros. I don't know that there is a level limit. Maduros asked, what level will you guys be able to quest with people from Freeport?
We were just discussing Embers Adrift, in case anybody wondered. Crossover for what?
Oh, I'm out of power, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Are you talking about EQ2?
I think he's talking about EQ2.
Yeah, you can group with evil, can group with good from jump.
I don't need these, by the way, Nathan. There's some, I'll have to go pull them to us.
Is he talking about WoW? Because WoW just recently did the crossover thing on retail.
No, he said Freeport, so he's definitely talking about
okay.
Alright, I'll pull the next one back. I think from level 1, Maduros, anybody can group with anybody.
Yeah. You just gotta get to each other.
Trying to choose the right place to do it is difficult.
Right, yep.
Now, I know there was one here a minute ago. There it is. I'm gonna go pull that back.
Because there is still kill on site, you know, like, you can't just waltz into... Keynotes if you're...
I'm pulling it up here, Nathan, so we don't get
Okay.
ads.
All right. Good deal. I
see
do
what you
seem to
mean,
be a
Girls.
paladin.
That's a good question. Well, technically, you could do the quests. I don't think faction matters for questing, if I remember
They don't
correctly.
seem to
Like,
be
I
to
can
me,
go do
Low
quests
Riser.
in Nectalos, or are there some camps that have guards? I don't remember there being guards in any of the camps, like to keep me from doing the quests there.
There are guards, but they're not aggro. For
Yeah, they're not
instance,
aggro.
In Nectalos Forest, just inside of the gate from Common Lands, there's a camp. There are guards there. They're militia guards, but a good character can go there and quest with their evil friends.
Yeah, so I think the only places where it's faction only is the 2 starting seated Maduros, and outside of that, you can go do quests wherever you want.
He's a warden, Mark.
Matter of fact, I think the difference would be, for example, because the quests we're doing right now are armor quests from Enos, we're doing mobs here, whereas the armor quests for Freeport would be in Nectalos or Common Lands. But that's because they're faction-specific quests. Otherwise, like if I were to run down to the docks here in Thundering Steppes, evil or good can both run quest lines there.
Any news from Pantheon? Yeah, they've wrapped up the network, we believe.
Thundering Steppes.
And they are...
Let me take a
It's a big announcement coming at the end of the month, it seems like, because they're doing a all-access developer roundtable, which normally that's released to the VIP only at first. But they're doing it for everybody on the same day.
After a certain level,
So
around
I'm expecting a
15
big
or 20,
announcement.
Most people just
Maybe,
they don't do a lot of quests. They
maybe
just
pre-alpha is
run
about to
dungeons.
kick back off to test off the network. Maybe they're going to do a big test to try to crunch the network. I don't know, but I think there's something exciting this month going to be announced. But them getting the network done is big news. Big news bears.
Oh, and on the topic of before, I check in every weekend just because I have to keep an eye on it for legal purposes. And I have just watched the numbers steadily decline.
They weren't that high to begin with, you know, like 20.
No.
Started about 20ish and declined.
I've seen upper 20s, lower 30s.
Yeah, okay.
Visible streams.
Man, that's rough.
Well, it's kind of like the Shroud of the Avatar scenario. I don't see anybody streaming Shroud of the Avatar anymore.
True.
If there are, there might be, 10 or 15 people watching, and that's it.
Another MMO that the hype has absolutely just died, that's still in development, is Camelot Unchained, dude. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna hold out for heals because I'm almost out of power here.
I'm afraid to even make a video about Camelot Unchained because their fan base that spent a lot of money on it are so mad that, like, I just don't even feel like reading those comments. You know, like, they're just so pissed.
And you used to get like
oh,
a
it
lot
was
of
my
your
most
early
popular.
videos.
Yeah, it was my most popular videos. It was trumping Pantheon by like 10 to 1 at the time. Back when, what was that, about 4 years ago? 3 or 4 years ago.
I'm out of juice, by the way. We may need to run this.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. My lay on hands isn't up. I need a little bit of power for it, I guess. Oh, man, that was close! And I got a mini thing.
That one.
Oh, that is crazy. It doesn't get any closer than that. I do love that about this server, though. That's a lot of fun as opposed to playing on a regular server where
Yes.
that almost never happens.
Thought I just. Oh, I gave it to you, not mine. Not me.
Oh, did you mean to do it to yourself? I was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, I gave you food and water. I was like, wait a second, where'd my food and water go?
Yeah, man, I'm an OG DAOC fan too. I love Dark Age Camelot. I'm gonna go back and start streaming it soon, because I want to get back in the groove because I am excited about their new Classic server. And man, what a mess, man. I was excited about Camelot Unchained. I I thought it could truly be the successor to DAOC, which I'm a huge fan of. I probably put more hours in DAOC than any other MMO, to be honest. I used to just RVR, Darkness Falls. I would run multiple alts. I was in a very active guild.
Mana regen.
I love that game. God bless, and I hope the full-time content career is going well for it. It's going pretty good, Marcus. It's going pretty good. It's going better than I deserve. Let me put it that way. It's going better than I deserve. Oh, yeah, when class drops, I'm heading back to. Yeah, and I've got a guild going, man. I'm going to start a guild for sure for Dark Age Camelot Classic. I am so excited. So I'm going to start playing a little live soon. Very soon. I'm trying to get caught up on Cringe Pony to where I'm actually ahead.
I think I can pull one.
So it doesn't take so much of my time through the week making it. But
Thomas
make sure you
second
tune in
go,
tonight.
he
Cringe Pony TV, 11 p.m. Central, 12 a.m. Eastern.
Oh, there he
It's
is.
the MMORPG show I do.
Let's
Late
hope I
night
can pull him back that
comedy
far.
fun.
He's over there.
All right, and who is it? It's another one of your
Drowned Trooper, yeah.
Okay.
Man, he's right next to a bunch of other dudes. I don't know if I can
That
get him or not.
does the lieutenant count?
No, it's got to be the troopers.
Okay.
Oh, thank God they're not social.
Nice.
I'm gonna pull up the wall though, so you don't. Hopefully get any. Oh, did he leash? Okay. Whew. Panic moment.
Yeah, I pulled him off of you and he did the little tapping. Fighting on this absurdly steep cliff. Oh no. Mid's roll, Alb's droll. No, 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 no.
I'm not gonna lie, this is a little ridiculous. I need 16 of these in total. This is only number 4.
Oh wow.
This makes me feel like old school EverQuest.
Alright, I'm down. Let's grind it out.
You're here for 5 hours on one mob. Yeah, and unfortunately these and
They're scary
they are
too.
they're pretty scary because we're taking I mean it's taking all of our power to do one of them at a time.
Yeah. We get ads and we're gonna have to run.
I think there's guards on the bridge. Oh, and they're resisting all my.
Yeah, I hate it in MMOs when the guards don't do anything. You
Yeah,
know?
that was a little weird at Furion of Vi last night. I didn't realize the got wailed on by a pirate and the guards just stood there and were like,
Oh, that happened to you on EverQuest? I didn't know that. I didn't realize that happened.
Yeah,
to
right before you got there last night. Congrats on that.
Ooh, Blessing of the Paladin, nice.
Oh, there's one over there, but I'll wait till your power's up.
Yeah. It's funny, even on a horse I keep typing sit. And it doesn't even matter in this game anyway. Do you guys think more spells in MMO that affects core systems like druids being able to make it rain and EQ is a good or bad? I think it's a really cool thing. So like in Pantheon, the druids being able to make the ropes to like get across ravines.
Nathan,
I think that's
but
cool.
I put up some
6 for
did
big
my
clients
adoption photos
looking
for the cats
good
this morning.
and working
Or this
great so
afternoon,
far.
And I gotta say, they're pretty cute. Goddamn cats, man.
And what was it? You guys took like a photo shoot?
Yeah, I did a photo shoot for our cats. Ready to. I do miss doing photography for a living. Not gonna lie. There are days when I miss it.
Yeah.
There are days that I don't miss the long, grueling photo shoot days. But I did that for a living for like, I don't know, 7-8 years.
Yeah.
And after a while, anything you do for fun, once you start doing it for a living, it can eventually start to feel kind of grindy.
Yeah.
And we had somebody asked a very good. It's like, oh, you're a travel photographer, travel videographer, travel blogger. You're going all around the world, and the governments are whining and dining you, and you're on press tours, and oh my God, that sounds so amazing. It does sound amazing. And most times it is amazing. But what people don't realize is that, let's say I go for 2 weeks to Puerto Vallarta, and I'm on a contract. This is legitimately what I did one time. On a contract. Oops. On a contract for Oyster and TripAdvisor. We're there 14 days. We got to do 24 resort photo shoots in 14 days. No days off, so it's a 2-week. You're going in, you're working 14-hour days. Every night, wherever you sleep, yeah, you're sleeping at a 5-star resort, 5-star hotel. But you're not getting into your room until about 9 o'clock at night, and you have just enough energy to take a shower, grab a bite to eat, and then you got to be up by 5:30
get to that in
the
a
next
second,
morning
Tiger Punch.
because you have to shower, get all your gear packed, and check out and move to the next hotel to do your next photo shoot. And you literally have to all the batteries for all your cameras, getting everything onto the external hard drives, uploading all of your stuff to the drives and the cloud. So it's like you get to go to all these cool places and do all these cool things. Sometimes, yes, but most of the time you're living through the lens of the camera.
Yeah, and that's a totally different thing, yep.
And so, yeah, you're on a really cool beach and you're staying at a hotel that costs, $7,000 a night. But I don't get to enjoy any of that. It's literally head in the pillow at 10 o'clock and back up at 5 and out the door. And I may have gotten to sample some really nice cuisine at the buffet. That's it.
Yep.
Now, there are exceptions to that, because there were some really cool projects where we went and we were on our own. Like, Spain was awesome. Like, Spain, we had an open tab, and they just told us, come in for 3 months, we'll host you. You're our bloggers in residence, and you get just do whatever you want for 3 months. Here's a rental car. Here's a bunch of apartments you can use. Here's a bunch of unlimited internet packages. Go forth and have fun for 3 months and just record whatever you want to record. Shoot
Nice.
whatever you got 2.
Uh-oh. Not good.
I won't be able to heal that, so
Yeah, he's got me rooted too. Alright, I'm going to do my little heal and run. Probably gonna do my lay on hands. There we go.
we got this one. You can stop, Nathan. We
Okay.
got this one.
Alright, cool.
He got the other one.
Perfect.
I was happened to just be running by. I'm on my way to the dog.
Oh, nice! You saved us.
Nice. Perfect timing.
Yeah, so I got a really interesting question here in my chat. They said they were talking about we were talking about spells that like affect the world, I guess you could say. Like a wizard being able to maybe summon a storm cloud in the general area where they're at or something like that. And they said what class should be able to cause a solar eclipse in like one zone, for example.
None. No, nobody.
Too
should be
powerful?
able to.
Too
That's way
powerful?
too powerful. That's god level ability. No one
A
should be able
GM.
to
A
block
GM.
out the sun. Yeah, a GM or a god level, because that you're dealing with nature at that point, and even the most powerful of wizards can only affect small components. Like it wouldn't be able to block out the sun. It would be something like where you could maybe you could cause a thick blanket of clouds that would block it. That's realistic. Like you could
Okay.
cause a thick enough blanket of clouds to block out the sun for a limited amount of time. But you have to think about that for a minute, because the entire planet is going to be fighting you, the energy that you're trying to put up there, because all of the natural wind cycles and humidity
Right.
cycles and everything, that's all going to be fighting you.
I like the way you just answered that. That's good. Yeah.
There was an MMO I played where druids could summon this 10-second storm cloud that would just AoE for 10 seconds. There was an idea that somebody had where if you had multiple druids, that you could basically lengthen the amount of time of the storm or make it last longer in a bigger area. That would have been cool.
think there's a trooper over here. I'm gonna try to pull it, Nathan.
All right.
It's under the bridge on the other side. Maybe not. It's way far away.
What if it'd be interesting for like, I think that like if you're talking about a single player RPG and it's like a really powerful spell that you can't use often or whatever, or maybe that particular character, it weakens them for an extended period of time after they do it, you could have some fun with some stuff like that. But I think you put it really well. Like, that's affecting a little too much. That would take an immense amount of power. And plus, you got to remember how players actually behave. There would just be a solar eclipse in every zone 24/7. People just run around doing it just for the fun of it, just because they can.
Right. Yeah. I keep forgetting about the push to mute. There's a... anytime you start thinking about stuff like that, you have to think about who it's going to affect. I mean, it might sound cool, but there's a lot of other things going on, a lot of other players.
You just reminded me. I seen recently in a, which I'm a big fan of this guy. I think he's just one of the more top tier content creators, Josh Strife Hayes.
Yeah.
And he was in the middle of a stream, and somebody randomly, just some random person's chat was like, "Hey, can you pause the game? I want to go make some tea real quick." And he seen it, and he was just like, he paused the game. He was like, "All right, we'll wait." You know, he wants. It's a valid point. He wants to go. He wants to go make some tea, and we can wait. We can wait for him. And he just sat there and chatted with the chat. And he's like, "Let us know when you get back." And the guy, after about 5 minutes, is like, "Okay, I'm back." And he was like, "All right, let's continue the game." It's freaking hilarious, dude. But that reminded me of that because I remember when MMOs were a new thing, and I barely lived out on my own at that time, so I didn't have to deal with it. But I remember a common thing was, you know, you can't pause it. You know, so people come in, you know, parents, people that still lived at home, pause it. I can't. It's. Do you know how awful that would be if people could pause this game? Everybody's just like, "Oh crap! Somebody paused. Gotta wait. The whole world's on pause."
I think I remember playing a game where if you were in multiplayer, anybody who was in your group could pause it, and I cannot remember for the life of me. It might have been Baldur's Gate 2 or something, like playing a multiplayer version of Baldur's Gate 2 or Baldur's Gate 1. Maybe anybody could pause the game if they were in your party and you were doing a multi-party,
Oh,
I wonder if they're gonna do that with Baldur's Gate 3. I've not done the multiplayer.
I haven't either. I have no idea. I haven't even done it. Never even tried it. We're gonna find out.
Test that. Yeah.
Rimfa, I want to tell you some exciting news that might make you interested in something. And chat just said something that reminded me of it. Elden Ring now has a mod for PC where you can legitimately play multiplayer. You can just run in the world together. That is a game changer. Because Elden Ring is so good, but the multiplayer freaking blows. In my opinion, that stupid pull out a finger and sacrifice it to the gods and maybe see your friend, because you're not even guaranteed that you'll get your friend.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's
what is
lame.
That? What even?
It's from you know, like way back in the day on the PS3 or whatever, when that was, you know, a cool way to do online multiplayer, you know, for Dark Souls, and they just continued it through to Elder Scrolls. Because when I heard Elder Scrolls was going to be multiplayer, I legitimately was thinking, like, no way they'll do it that old school way. They're going to do it to where, like, we can run around together, you know. Nope. But now you can with the mod, which is super cool.
I downloaded and still have not touched that.
I haven't beat it yet.
Ninja Turtles game.
Oh, dude, it's good.
I've had it on here for 3 days and I haven't touched it yet.
If you ever,
I really need to.
Yeah, if you ever get a hair up your butt, because that's a multiplayer game. I mean, that'd be a fun little weird stream we could do. I doubt we'd get many views, but it'd be fun. That's a really cool game, man. Really well done. Throwback, nostalgic, awesome game. No, I haven't beat Elden Ring, but I want to, especially the multiplayer thing.
I'm definitely down for it. Question would be setting up a time. I do. You're a late night owl, and I am not.
Yeah, you're an early. I remember we had that conversation where I was like, we're kind of on opposite schedules in a way. We meet up in the evening.
The middle.
In the middle, right in the middle, yeah. And man, I tell you what, I'm back to caffeine, dude. It's gonna ruin me. I guess I'll live a short but happy life.
just do iced tea or something.
Yeah.
Well, here's something funny. My wife, so Chris, we normally don't drink soda, and she's been so stressed because of the cats and everything.
Yeah.
That we've been drinking Coke every day for like 8-9 days now, and I laughed and I said, "We're not up to Nathan's level." But I feel like we're breaking all the rules right now because we're drinking like. I think we've been going through a liter every 2 days.
It's hair up your butt. It's not a common. It's not a common
phrase. So we're drinking a few
phrase
glasses a day, which is way more than we used to. And it's literally that's how she copes with stress is like Coca-Cola.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
I'll have a little devil's herb, a little bit of tequila. I want my Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola's good, man. They nailed it. I gotta say, they nailed it. I'm not saying I can't drink Pepsi. I'm not saying I wouldn't drink it. But I am saying that Coca-Cola formula is freaking magical for some reason. I think I'm more addicted to Coke than nicotine. Because, I mean, you want to talk about, dude, no energy when I quit drinking. I mean, I was just drained. And it was just like any other addiction where your brain is like, hey, I got a great idea. And you're like, oh, what's the great idea? And it's like, go drink a Coke. Like true addiction, dude.
I think for me, when I quit smoking cigarettes, it was not very difficult because I had congestion. 22, so it broke the habit real quick.
You had what? Like, it cut you out there.
I might have pushed up. I had congestive lung failure when I was 22.
Oh, jeez.
And it was somewhat because of the cigarettes, but think about this for a minute. I grew up in construction in Ceramic Town, Netrostone, so I can remember getting down on the floor with an 8-inch cup wheel grinder and like grinding humps out of a concrete slab, and you're just sucking down all that concrete dust. Yeah. And on top of that, I was smoking
Mexico
2 packs
Coke
of cigarettes a day and the devil's herb and other stuff, and so there's a point where you're just coating your lungs with tar and concrete. And when I was 22, it all caught up with me, and it was not hard to quit. But what was hard was in the years that followed. That was 2002, and up until 2010, 11, I was still having cravings. And it took me about 6 years before I would ever smoke again. But I still would occasionally smoke cigarettes casually with friends and stuff. Up until about 2011, and that was around the time where just one day I had one with a friend and was like, nope, I don't want them anymore, I'm done.
Yeah. Yep.
I haven't had a craving since.
Nasty habit.
Oh, and I chewed tobacco for a while too in between there, because
I tried that, but you know, I guess I just didn't realize, because I was trying to quit smoking. I was trying everything just to not smoke, just to save my lungs. And I tried chewing tobacco, and, you know, it is legitimately exactly as advertised. You were chewing on leaves. And I was like, you know what, this is weird. I can't do this one.
Well, did you do leaf tobacco or snuff? I mean, what did you...
Yeah, it was leaf tobacco, yeah.
Yeah. Leaf tobacco is... It's rough because you get so much juice out of it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's nasty.
And
it's delicious, but...
When I was a kid, I remember, like, being around people who did it, you know, and they would, like, spit every once in a while. Dude, I'd just be sitting there like, like, basically vomiting it up. I was like, this is outrageous.
Leaf tobacco, dude, it makes you gush. Whereas, if you're doing snuff, you know, like Copenhagen or something.
Quit in 2017, that I still
make you
smoke
spit
in my
as
dreams
much,
too.
So that's what people might have been chewing that you remember is just like the snuff tobacco that's the fine cut.
Right.
That doesn't make you gush, but leaf tobacco is like it's coming out of you everywhere.
Dude. I'm not mature enough for any of that. I'm just gonna be honest. I would spit and forget about it and leave it laying somewhere. It would get knocked over.
Yep.
I'm just not responsible enough to dip or any of that.
Well, even if you are, here's the thing. My uncle to this day still chews tobacco, and my aunt they have constant battles because he leaves his spit cups on like the windowsill behind the couch.
Yeah.
And then a dog will get up there when they're in the middle
no.
of watching a movie, and it'll just go all over the place, down the wall, on the couch.
Oh, it's so gross. Grats.
6 more is all we need here.
All right, we almost got it.
About the time we wrap this
What's
up,
up, Remy D?
Get your mob. That'll probably be the time we're getting for.
Hey, we got another quest done.
Let's see here. I got something up.
Mitch prefers Pepsi. That's okay. Different taste for different people.
There's Drown Trooper right there.
What about enchanters being able to mind sift enemies inside a dungeon? Players could find info on Now that would be cool. I like that.
Plug a red man, indeed, GNL. Caffeine is a terrible habit to break. It can be. I don't know why it is. I don't get the headaches that a lot of people talk about when they try to stop drinking coffee. Whereas Chris, if Chris doesn't get her cup of coffee, I can't. You just leave her alone. Just leave her alone.
Yeah.
Just don't want to be around Chris if she's not had her coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, I was getting pretty grouchy too.
Her cutoff's about 12 hours. If she has to go more than 12 hours, just leave her alone. Let her get some coffee in her. So I got a Maduro's story to tell you that he's put in chat. He just had a friend who was using a Gatorade bottle for his spit cup. Set it next to a Gatorade that was the actual drink. Mixed up the two and got a big old swallow of his spittoon. That's enough to make him never ever want to shoot him.
I did it too. It was in a Coke bottle actually. It was a horrible. Do not use a Coke bottle. And I was playing a game, playing MMO, and I just reached over and grabbed it and took a big old hearty, hadn't drank for a while, and grabbed it just ready to guzzle some Coke down. Oh, that was so gross, dude. I've done it with cigarettes too. Where you drop cigarettes. That was a long time ago. But there was a drink that I was dropping the butts down, and I took a big old swig of butt water.
Oh,
butt water. It sounds just as bad as it is too. It was awful.
You bring back memories.
We had a chair when I was like just out of high school, and I got a room, or we rented a house with just a crap ton of people. It was a big party house. It was just the wildest. It was almost like I want to say it was almost like an event house. We had like specific parties, like we had like pirate parties. Everybody just like pirates, and we fought with little foam swords and had all these competitions. So it was just this big party house, and we had this couch, and everybody in the house smoked. So it was like in the house. So it was just a smoky cloud of, fog 24/7, and we had this recliner. We're idiots. We just got out of high school. We're complete morons, and we thought it would be a great idea to carve out on the arm of this chair an ashtray.
No.
So we did, and we used it for way longer than that should have worked. But one day, everybody was super, intoxicated, and the whole thing caught on fire.
I was gonna say, I was just waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, it took a long time though, and then we had to drag it outside and hose it down. Thankfully, it didn't just burst into flames, but it was on fire, and it took way too long for people to notice too, because the house was already filled with smoke 24/7. Because and there was 8 people lived there, but there was probably almost never a time there wasn't at least 20 people in the house. But yeah. That is a good way to live, though, for a young person, I gotta say. Get you a bunch of people and just rent a house. And
I also think it's legitimately, like, I would totally do it. even now as an adult, if it was a streamer house, like
Yeah. If it was a
right group
streamer
of
house, yeah.
people. The hard part though is when you get older, everybody's got wives and husbands. And
Yeah. Well, we had laws in our house, and I think that's what kept that. Because we lived there for like probably 4 or 5 years, and we hardly had any drama. We would have meetings once a week because it was just so crazy. We had to keep things under control because people would come in, they'd try to eat all our food or whatever. It was just the door was open. There was people walking in and out 24/7. So we had meetings once a week. It was like the most responsible situation. It's pretty weird, but we had rules and laws that like if you broke them, you had to leave and you weren't allowed to come back.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
And we were stupid. We had some dumb rules in there too.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to how the house that I lived in with my buddies wrote where I was when I created the Saga Leucemia D&D campaign. We were all late teens, early 20s, and we legitimately we were the nightmare kids that no landlord wants to rent to.
Oh yeah.
Because we all smoked various things, and I think the worst was it had those ceiling tiles, the soft ceiling tiles.
Oh yeah.
They're like a
you can break them in half with your bare hands.
fiberglass
easily.
type.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we all went out and got real swords and would have sword fights in the house.
Oh, with the real swords.
And the roof just got completely destroyed by us, parrying a blow, and your sword would go up and puncture the roof or the ceiling, or whatever. And then we full on had a party one time, and kids went up on the rooftop of the house and fell through the balcony.
Ooh.
Rooftop and broke through the ceiling.
Ooh.
Yeah, the landlord was not happy with us.
Yeah,
we legitimately caused a few $100s worth of damage for sure.
We caused some issues at that house too. Towards the end, I remember there was a water leak. We were all so drunk all the time, to be honest, that we were just like, oh well, we'll put a little blockade here so the water doesn't get into the main part of the house. And it caved in, and the washing machine, the dryer, fell through the floor.
Wow.
And then we were like, okay, gotta go. I don't know how that guy didn't sue the living snot out of us. We'd spray painted the walls, man. I mean, it was a disaster.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to that house. I'm just waiting on mana here, by the way.
All right.
It was definitely more than a few $100s worth of damage. And the worst part about it was the guy knew my uncle. And, so
did he come after you guys?
No, but I remember my uncle got really, really pissed when I was no longer living there, because I basically got to the point where, just for personal reasons, there was some stuff that went down at the house that I did not agree with and didn't want to be a party to any longer, so I made the decision to leave, but I was 50% of the name on the lease, and I literally just wrote the landlord a letter and said, I don't want to be on the lease anymore because there's stuff going on in the house that I don't want to be a part of, so please remove my name from the lease. Good luck. And that's what I did. I literally was a 20-year-old kid or something, and I was just like, I don't care. I'm out.
Yeah.
And my uncle called and was just livid because he got a phone call from the guy, and I got a lecture about abandoning responsibilities.
Oh, yeah.
Which is legit.
Yeah,
I mean,
but you're 20.
Yeah.
At the same time, for a 20-year-old, that's fairly responsible, I think. To at least be like, I gotta get out of this. This is bad.
Yeah, there's 6 dudes living here. They can pay the rent and handle all the stuff, but I don't want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
I'm out.
When we were talking about the stories of the spit and everything, Sparrow said I have a very vivid imagination and a weak stomach.
Yeah.
Bad combo.
Yes. That's not.
Yeah, I can relive things, as we're talking. I relive it. I can taste it in my mouth again. Ugh. Ugh. Still, though, the worst thing I ever did was not that. The worst thing I ever put in my mouth, that sounds way worse than the story's going to be, was we used to play is at those pirate parties I was talking about earlier. We used to play King's Cup, which is where normally you take your drink and you pour it in the cup in the middle every time somebody lays down a king.
Oh, yeah.
And then whoever lays down the last king, I believe is the way it goes, has to drink the whole cup. Except for we played it what we called the Pirate Edition, was where you put the drink in your mouth, swished it around for 30 seconds, and spit it in the cup.
Ew.
And I lost that game one time. Oh, it was bad. And I remember after drinking it, I was, and we've been drinking too, you know, so obviously. So I remember I got it, and I was fine. There's actually a picture. Actually, that picture's technically in the new Cringe Pony show, coincidentally. But anyway, after I drank it, I was okay. I'd like had my mind at ease, and then somebody said, "Dude, you look like you're gonna barf," and I was like, I was fine until they gave me the option. Oh, that was nasty.
We have an ad or something? No. I just want to go up here and take a look at what's down there. There was I think we go back the other way. When I was younger, I got into I was 17 and I was living on my own, and got into, I lived right downstairs. My next door neighbors were some gangbangers, and they were good people, that, you know, kids being kids.
Yeah.
They used to have drinking parties all the time. And I remember I got in this drinking contest with this big Mexican girl. You know, I don't know if she would be called a girl by today's standards. She was big, and it was a vodka shot drinking contest. And I lost, and I'll never forget, because it was the one and only time I ever passed out at a party and learned the #1 rule of don't pass out at a party, because thank God it was before social media. But I remember we got up to like past the 15 mark, and I remember I was smoking a cigarette. I remember leaning forward to put out my cigarette on the coffee table, and that was the last thing I remember. And they said that I literally just kept going and face planted in the carpet. I woke up butt naked. My clothing was folded into a nice pile next to me. Like they had taken the time to strip me and fold my clothing, and I was covered head to toe in Sharpie drawings.
Oh,
head to toe,
man.
Front and back. And it was just like, I learned the #1 rule of being a teenager: do not pass out at a party.
It's funny how when you're younger, that was like the goal. Or at least for me, when I was really young, like the goal was to drink until you don't remember. Like, as an adult, like, there's no way I would let that happen.
Oh,
You know? It's funny how when you're a kid, that was like the goal, though, back when I was young. Like, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, by the way, kids, we're not promoting...
no, it's a horrible, stupid... We're telling these stories...
Reminiscing so that you can not do the don't make the mistakes we made. That's the way to look at that.
As I used to think that the word meant you can live vicariously through us.
Yes.
I used to think that word meant the same as vicariously. I used it for like 27 years of my life before somebody finally corrected me that is not what that word means. Sparrow, I think it was my idea too. I'm pretty sure I was the one that came up with that advanced rule set for the game too, so I can't really even complain. How many more do you have left?
This is the last one.
All right.
Then we're off to get your named in Antonica.
Hey, they were good XP though. We got some good XP.
Yeah, we got a level and a half almost. I think right around a level and a half. I'm not really paying attention. That's when you know you're having fun. You don't really pay attention.
That's the real MMO experience. And yeah, actually, Sparrow says I wouldn't even let my kids sip out of my cup. I don't even drink after people. Ever. Like, I only did that because that was the rules and everyone else had to do it, so I couldn't, I had to do it too, but like, no, I don't drink after my wife. Like, I do not drink after people. I don't, I understand bacteria, etc. No thanks.
I don't think we can get back through the gates. We're gonna have to run down, because it's nighttime and they close it. We're gonna have to just run, gosh darn it. There we go.
What is it? They close what?
We're gonna Leroy Jenkins down this canyon is what we're gonna do.
Alright. It's much easier to do in EQ2 than EQ1.
Theoretically.
Redbeard Flynn, what's up? It's going pretty good, man. Level 23? No, 22. Level 22. Did you ding 23 though, didn't you, Rempo?
No, I'm behind you a little bit.
Oh, okay, okay.
I did ding 21, but I'm only about a third of the way through. You're probably 3/4 of the way through or so.
Yeah, I'm almost at 23. Okay, so I'm a little bit
so
ahead.
you're about 3/4 of a level ahead of me. All right, now you need the named guy in Antonica.
Yeah, it said it was up near the
One of
further
the Black Bro entrances.
Yeah. Yeah, I like EQ2. It's good times, I think. Especially on this server, especially on Varsoon, where it's a little bit more classic. So we had a couple of near-death experiences. Yeah, this is fun. We're just duoing today. Ooh, the giants, yes. There are giants out here in Thundering Steppes. Yep.
Yep. You actually have to. It's like the best place to go get the speak as a giant language.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a better place, guys.
Where?
The mobs, the giants are only 2 up instead of 3 up. I'm sorry, let me turn my combat down. They're in Neclos Forest. They are Nightfall giants. They're much easier to kill, and they actually
brain
drop their
damage.
speak idols quicker.
Okay. Yeah, Redbeard, and things have been overly simplified, like all the gear now is just straight up like 4 primary attributes, it's been simplified big time. It's not as nerdy as it once was, but it's still a good time. Dungeons are still fantastic. And all the questing, I always felt like EverQuest 2 had a good mixture between the old school questing style and the new, it's really not new anymore, but the World of Warcraft style. I feel like it's like a good, healthy mix. Like, it took us 2 hours to do this one quest. It was basically, and we're not even done yet. So, I like that. That's a good in-betweener. Alright, let's check this out. So
Yeah, what was the name again?
Grolven, Grolven,
I see him.
Chiptooth. You do see him?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Not too far from here, actually. Assuming he's up. If not, we'll try the other instance.
And the 64-bit client that just launched like the other day is running smooth. Have you been having a really smooth experience so far?
On 64-bit?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not seeing a difference. Like I never had issues on the other client. So.
I kind of didn't, but sometimes I would. Not often enough to even complain about, but I've noticed nothing. Not a single missed frame.
Yeah, it's been smooth as silk today.
Dungeons you get lost in. Now, EverQuest 2 has some really cool dungeons. What was the dungeon we were talking about the other day that's from Gamer Info where it's that one where there's all kinds of secret passageways? It's like a level 20-ish dungeon.
There's
you gotta
Varsoon, there's Neclos Castle.
That's it. Yeah, that's such a good
Hate that place.
low.
I hate
Oh,
it.
really?
Here's why.
So much fun.
I've had to go in there. I bet I've gone in there 50, 60 times over the years to do heritage quests, and I just
Yeah, Redbeard.
It's the one. It's one of the few places I really. It's kind of like for me. That's like my lower guck. I try really hard not to go there unless I absolutely have to.
Okay, well that's
To
understandable.
really help someone out.
I've only been like twice.
Oh no, I played this game for like 7 years nonstop, and we did a lot of heritage quests for people over the years.
Yeah.
I actually finished 2 of those today.
Oh, nice, congrats.
Nice. All right, so he's around here somewhere if he's up.
Okay. Oh, there he is. He's a gray.
I'll be damned. There you go, sir.
He's not even heroic.
Poor little Noel out here on a picnic.
Well, he did steal this guy's great-grandmother's spell book, so...
There you go. Alright, you need anything else, or is
I'm
that
done. Yep, that was it for me.
Alright.
What do you need? Anything
it?
else?
Nothing, we're done. So, we can fly back to the tower over here.
Nick Tropo's castle is something else. It's freaking incredible. I think so, too. But I can understand Renfield having to do it, you know, way too many times. It would get old. But, yeah, I've not overdone it. So I think it's just a super cool experience.
And from here, I'm going to go record an audiobook chapter of Echoes of the Past for my YouTube members.
Nice.
Then, I'm going to watch the last 2 episodes of the first part of Season 4 of Stranger Things. Chris, we got episodes
Heck
5
yeah.
and 6. Or no, excuse me,
Nice.
6 and 7 to do tonight.
Yeah, they're good. Those are 2 really, really, really good
I heard
episodes.
the finale is like 2 hours long, too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's an hour and 40 minutes, yep.
I don't get why people complain about length, because the longer it is, because that's the one thing I dislike about the Disney Plus shows, is that some of like the Boba Fett or Bando shows are like 30 minutes, 25 minutes long. It's like I want I want 55 minutes out of my shows. Like I want a chunk. And Stranger Things has been like an hour and 15 minutes for most of the episodes so far, and then I heard the finale was 2+. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's.
And it's good. It's like,
content.
dude, you know, it feels like 30 minutes because it's just packed with content. Like, they didn't stretch it out. They didn't, you know, it didn't feel like it was like an obligation. Like, it needed that much time. You know what I mean? They don't waste a second in these last 2 episodes. Every scene is freaking good. Gosh, I love that.
Can't wait.
This season of that show's been so good. Just so nerdy. You know, there's just so much goodness. So much.
Well, they got one more season to go, I think, is what the plan is. Season 5 is going to be the last.
Now, they did make a mistake. I did find a mistake. They accidentally, in one scene, had today's classic Coca-Cola, which did not exist at that time.
Ah!
It would have just been Coca-Cola back then. It says Coca-Cola Classic. But you know, I'm being ridiculous. They've done a really good job of replicating the 80s, I think, throughout the whole show, the whole series.
Some stuff was definitely outside of the realm of my childhood, because I didn't grow up in California, you know. I grew up in
Me too. Yeah.
Missouri, you know, where we weren't as technologically hip as
Right.
the Californians. But, you know, it's nice to recognize all the things we saw from, like, Back to the Future. And, you know, it's definitely replicating the era
Yeah.
if you lived in an affluent American city.
Yeah.
South Kinos for me.
The music, yes. The jump scare.
You got any more cringe pony stuff to work on today?
Yeah, I've got to do my 3 bonus, which I've already got the scripts for. So,
Right.
but that's it.
Well,
Get
when
the
we
3
wrap
bonus.
up here,
Okay.
I'll ping. I got a couple things I want to run by you real quick.
Okay.
Man, these are nice items from these.
Yeah, they are.
I could definitely help you, old lady. Oh, back to the Thundering Steps for the next part, which will be next week. All right, I'm gonna wrap up my stream here, Nathan.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
I'll be silent for a moment. I'll stay on the channel, and then just be back in a second.
Okay. All right, let's turn this in. And we'll wrap it up for tonight. Or until tonight, because please, 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 please come back. Oh, sorry. Actually went off of Discord only. Or chat only. Please come back tonight for Cringe Pony TV. Episode 4 is going to be a really epic one. A lot of time went into it. It's really good. I'm excited to see what people think, and it's the premiere on my channel of a cartoon I made, actually. And we got some really good digs in the MMORPG. It's kind of the, for anybody who hasn't seen it, it's kind of the, I like to call it the Robot Chicken or the Adult Swim for MMORPG fans. And it airs tonight live at 11 p.m. Central, 12 a.m. Eastern. Tonight. All right, Sparrow, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out.
All right,
Sorry
I'm
for grossing you out.
here.
All right, I'm turning mine in. Let's see what we get here.
Mine was double the stats. That's
Oh, mine too. Yeah, almost. Let's take his next quest for next week and see what we got here.
Judging from where you found the last stuff, I know where we should look next. Will you help me track down some more
Look for his lost heirlooms. Yep. Boots.
I wrote it down for you. At least you see it.
And yep, I am going to see if mine matches up with yours. Oh wow, guess what I've got to do?
kill undead.
Drowned trooper skeletons.
Oh my god.
12 of them. And then
Mine was
silverware.
16. Yours is a little less, but still, that's
What all do you have to kill? Do you have the wither centipedes?
yeah. I think that was one of them, and something green, something. I already logged out, so I.
Oh,
don't,
okay. All right,
But
well,
they're both in the Thundering Steps, so.
all right. Let me wrap up my
Anyway.
stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna bio, and then I'll ping you in a DM. Nathan.
Okay. All right, sounds good, man.
And I'll see you next week, Misafar. Misafar? How do I pronounce that in Discord? Misafar. Thanks, man. Well, I'll catch you next week for sure. I don't think we have anything going on next week that's gonna prohibit us from playing. So.
Okay, no problem.
Thanks again. Have a good weekend.
I didn't realize I leveled up too. I'm level 23. I am the cringiest, says Jason. Yeah, I'm pretty. I've mastered the skills of cringe over the years. A big fan of B movies, growing up, and huge fan of Tim and Eric and the cringy things. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream today with EverQuest 2. Gained 2 levels. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did. I gained 2 levels. We got another quest, another armor quest done. I think it's a pretty successful day of EverQuest 2. But everybody, please come back tonight. We will be streaming Cringe Pony episode 4. So make sure you come back for that. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun. 11 p.m. Central, 12 a.m. Eastern tonight. And I hope everybody's having a great weekend and enjoying the bonus XP we're getting on EverQuest and all the fun things and playing MMOs and having a long weekend, hopefully. Hope everybody has an awesome 4th of July. But I will see you again because you got to come back for Cringe Pony TV tonight. All right, and it will be starting 15 minutes early. There'll be a pre-show. We're going to see how that goes. But anyway, guys, I'm off to make those 3 bonus cringe. If we hit gold tonight on Cringe Pony, then I want to have those 3 bonus cringe ready to go. So everybody have a great day. I will see you later. Thanks for coming. And if you're new here, subscribe and hit that like button. All the fun stuff. And until next time, my friends, God bless and happy gaming.